Hello, I'm the Budget Modeler, and this is episode 3. No, it's not. That's my desktop. It's not me. That's me.
Hello.
Hello. Yep, so this is episode 3 of our Eduard Reboxed Revell 172nd Tornado GR1. With me is my compatriot, John. Say hello, John.
Hello. How are you, Steph?
I am fine, thank you very much. What have you been up to today?
Oh, well, it's been it's my wife's birthday 2 days ago, so I bought her an Apple Watch. Finally convinced her into getting one. So, but I didn't want. It's a personal choice, which color, all its band, all that stuff. So what happened was bought her a gift card for that amount. So we trundled down to the shop today, got her that. Beautiful day, gorgeous day here. 170 odd kilometres north of Sydney, Australia, and just made a day of that, and took her out to lunch and all that stuff. It's been wonderful.
Cool.
Yourself?
Absolutely bugger all this morning. Not a thing. Did a bit of work on the seats, and then set it all up and came in here, as you do.
As you do.
So that was my morning. This afternoon, once we finished, I have to go and do the shopping because that's my job. Chief cook and shopper. So that's what I do with my life now. So keeps her ladyship happy. So she doesn't have to come in and do all the cleaning and the washing and cooking and all that crap when she comes in. So yeah, that's what I'm doing this afternoon. And in the meantime, I'm going to be working on my Tonka. What about you? Where are you up to, John?
I'm pretty much where I was the other day. I figured being it's not a simple kit with all the photo etch and everything included, but being the 72nd scale aircraft, that none of this is it's not undoable in a shortish time frame. So what I've got is I've given the cockpit tub is where it was last time. I'd finished the rear seat instrument upper sort of thing, but basically what it says is put the two halves of the fuselage together and then put that on top. That'll centralize it and everything else. So I'll wait till that's together before putting that on. All that remains in the front part here, I've got the very small, but I've got the throttle quadrant in place, which is a separate part of photo etch, and there's four levers to go in there individually. So I'll be hopefully doing them today. Other things that remain are the lower seat egress handles for the ejection seats, and something else. Oh yeah, the HUD, HUD mount. In this one, the instructions are asking you to remove the plastic one and replace it with a bit of bent photo etch with a HUD clear piece for the glass, and that'll probably happen as well. Once that's done, that'll just go aside, and we'll work on the rest of it today. So basically, what I'd done the other day is paint the interior of the intakes. This is I've chosen Mr. Colour Sail Colour as the barley grey. Would you call it barley grey, Steph?
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. All I did there was I was in my brick and mortar store, and I had a photo of the interior of the ducts, and I'm going around looking for it, and the closest match I thought, I've already got that home because I've built a biplane. So reuse that bottle, very happy with that. So that'll go on there. Once all this is together, basically, hopefully by the end of today, we'll have the top and bottom of that together, the elevators, the vertical stab, horizontal, vertical, and wings, and basically I think it'll all be built up and looking more like a tornado.
Nice.
What about yourself?
Me? All right, I will show you where I'm up to. So, where are we? Here we go. Click on that button. Click on that button. Right. That's the seat so far.
Very nice.
So I've took off the curls from the back pad, and I put a piece of metal foil in there, painted it the right colour, and I'm just attaching all the straps and everything now, and that should be finished in about 4 or 5 minutes. And that should be the seats practically done. Just got the arm and leg restraints to do on those. Where's the tub? Where's the tub? Where's the tub? Oh yeah, like you, I'm not putting the stuff on yet. So the wings are together. So they're all done. The wheel wells are in. I have my tub somewhere. Here it is. So the tub is all done. It's got throttle quadrant in with the throttles in it. They're all done. Stick's done. So that needs some weathering up. So I've got my little box in at the back. So that's done. My HUD is on here, primed, but I need to paint it black now before I bend it. So yeah, I need to go and get some super glue gel to do this lot, because I need to be able to move it around for at least 10 seconds. So the super glue gel is so much better than normal super glue for doing stuff like that.
Right.
So we have a comment. We've got Dominique in. Hello, Dominique. He says, good afternoon, Steph and John.
Hello, Dominic.
Hope you're well. Oh, how was your Sunday with them? With our Corgi friends?
It was fantastic. They're a great bunch of people. So we had a Dutch international build session as model kits for veterans. So hung out with them for about 2 hours or so, and got all sorts of stuff done on. What was I working on? I was predominantly working on the FX. In fact, I was working on the FX Lightning. So that's yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
Cool. Glad to hear it. So I'm going to finish off these biggin seats, give them a coat of varnish, and then weather them up.
Very good. I'm going to start and do a completely easy bit, but messy. I'm going to use some split shot sinkers as lead weight for the inside the radome to keep the nose on the deck. And I believe it doesn't. Does it say how much?
20 grams, I believe.
Oh yeah, that would be. Yeah, it doesn't mention a weight in the Eduard instructions, but it does in the Revell instructions. So I have measured that out already, and it's about 5 of these little balls for me. So I've got a 2-part Australian Selly's araldite 5-minute epoxy 2-part sort of thing. Mix it up, slosh these little lead balls around in that, drop them into the radome, and they'll. It's a 5-minute cure, but I'll leave it overnight or as long as it takes. We're in no rush here, and that'll sort that out. If I use liquid gravity, then I'd need to stop it from all sort of falling backwards past the tub and all that stuff. It's just easier if I just use larger things that won't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll make a mess there, but that's okay. And you could all watch me make a mess and get all over my fingers and then go and have to wash my hands.
There
we are. The standard fare, just equal parts from the syringe. Mix it all together. Toothpick will do.
So get on with these. Oh, Dominic has made a comment. He said, yes, I watched it later. I was on birthday last Sunday. Next time I'll be there again, John.
Wonderful.
Cool.
Well, they're letting me back in, which is not only surprising but wonderful to be invited.
Yes.
The other, you asked what I did today. Well, yesterday, being, as I've said, my wife's birthday, her parents came up from Sydney and went out to a place called Baruby Beach, which is probably about 20 minutes from where we are. It's the start of a really long beach, and there's camel riding and people fall driving all over the sand dunes. But we were just sitting in the cafe looking out over the ocean. In fact, look, I'll bring up a picture of that because it shows the view I had. And there we go. So that's the view from where I was sitting, looking out. Ooh, there we go. Looking out, and you could see the beach in the background, the water and everything else. That's my daughter there, Leah. And we were
Cool.
sitting there watching about 7 or 8 whales migrating from right to left, heading north. It's whale season here, the start of whale season. So they were just breaching and the tails were flapping around. It's fantastic, lunch and a
Nice.
show.
Can't beat it. Well, I just found something out.
What's that? You want to move to Australia?
I wouldn't say bloody no to that. Neither would the missus either. Not with stuff like that going on. No.
What do we got?
These straps aren't long enough.
That's what I found, yeah. So my rear ones are a lot shorter.
It's going to have to be a before you do turn around. So the jockey's got out and left his straps in the middle of the seat. So
Sounds
everything's
right.
going to be scruffy.
There we are. Got 5 little lead weights rolled around an araldite, and I'll just put that aside. It'll dry within 5 minutes, but that should be enough to keep the nose on the ground and not much mess.
Right, so that's that done on the seats. They need a wash and they'll be done.
How can I put this in to keep it vertical? Ah, circle template.
Let's crack on with a control panel. Oh dear Lord, I am miles out of my camera frame, or if I just do that, then you can see what I'm doing. This is a lot better.
Operation araldite complete. No mess at all. That's very surprising for me. Right, next step. Tell you what, I'm going to do a little bit of work in the tub. I might as well finish off the tub while I can.
Yeah, why not?
It's not going to be that riveting because I'm literally going to be trying to put, condition levers and control throttles and stuff into a quadrant you can't even see on that camera. So
Yeah.
bear with.
Bear with, caller.
Where are we? 16. And I've misplaced one of my pairs of tweezers, which is not only typical but frustrating because it's the one that would be really good for this small work. Used it yesterday, of course, and I've looked everywhere I touched yesterday. Oh, Steph.
Oh, John.
Lordy, lordy, look at that.
I can't at the moment. Give me a sec. Right. Now I can. What? Oh, I can't see. Let's go full screen. What are you talking about?
These are the bits I need for my wooden ship.
All
ones
right.
that I was short. So as you can see, the price $2.95 Australian, and I've been waiting for about 5 months for them. I finally arrived, so I can continue with my wooden ship. Hooray!
Yay! Marvellous. That's bloody time.
5 months is ridiculous wait for
Well done, Royal
customer
Mail.
service. Oh no, Royal Mail's fine. They just never sent it.
What, the company you bought it from?
Yeah. So I went to the Australian agent and just paid for them. Just like, I want to finish this boat. I'm just going to have to. I don't mind, like, whatever the cost was, it's fine. I just want to, I sent an email to the company, Jotika, Caldercraft, and explained the situation and showed them in the plans. I said, double check my work. I think the plans are wrong, and this is why. And they came through, yeah, absolutely, you're right. We'll send you the cleats. And 4
Cool.
months later, I asked again, hey, did you send the cleats? And they didn't even respond to that email. So I just thought, oh, bugger, I'll just buy my own. Thank you very much. But I would have liked to, but even if they said no, I would have been happier.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's my fault. As Bron said, you should have just paid for them. Yes, I know. Alrighty. Every time I do this with you, I have your theme tune in my head for 2 hours.
Good.
Is it?
Yes. And then when we're off, remind me when we come off the air, I will tell you the words to the song.
Oh, yeah. No, I wouldn't mind hearing the ones that you can't say on air.
I would get struck off straight away.
Come on, come on. Yeah. Once all this is done, I'll send you another photo of what this looks like so you can focus in and pick it up when you do next show.
Yep.
Or however you want to do it.
And there's front panel done. Yep. Now I've got to do is glue that to this.
In the Dutch show yesterday, there's a bit of a discussion. I might as well mention it here because, well, I think it's an interesting discussion point because I was the one talking about it. So you may or may not be aware I have a wooden ship of the Victory. That'll be the next ship off the slipway. It's probably a 40-year-old kit now. So the detail parts, like the scrolling around the back of the galleries and all that sort of stuff, is all it's made out of wood fiber, they call it. It's literally sawdust soaked in polyvinyl acetate and pressed into a mold.
Okay.
Which is fine because it's perfectly malleable and all that sort of stuff. I found it quite easy to work with on previous builds. But it's not that detailed, of course, because the constraints of the manufacturing process. And there's a guy over in the UK who has been working on 3D printing them for the D'Agostini kit, which is the I think piece part sort of magazine thing.
Mm-hmm.
In a different scale for different thing. But basically, what I said to him a few months ago is like, well, if you 3D print them, any chance of you doing it in 1/98 scale for this kit? And there's no reply. About a month ago, he put up on his Facebook page, "Oh, good news! I'm going to start printing these in any scale you like. Just let us know." So I got a hold of him and said, "Right, I'm going to order some bits." And then mentioned that on a model ship forum, Model Ship World, because I'm doing the build of my ship on there. That good news, this guy's going to 3D print if you want them. And we had some people come back and say, "Oh, you know, purists. Oh, but that's not right. It's got to be wood or whatever." My opinion was, well, no, because all of these kits are multimedia in the first place. In that, whatever they make them out of is all what's available. Like the cannons were iron and gunmetal and all that stuff, and now literally they're aluminium or brass or whatever you like. So it doesn't matter if bits of plastic and then painted to look like wood or whatever. You could do whatever you want. You can put fishnet stockings on them as hammock netting, but they're not actual rope. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So somebody 3D printing parts as accessories for me is perfectly acceptable. I just don't understand why you'd say, "Oh no, that's not ship modelling." It's a stupid argument.
It's just people not accepting that things change.
Things have moved on. Like if Coral, who built the kit I've got, if they had the ability to do that in the 80s, they would have.
Oh God, yes. You know they would.
It's not Coral, it's Corel. But yes. But during the show, I had the box open. I'm just pulling out some bits and showing them what I'm talking about and stuff like that. But it's it took a while because it's the bottom of my stash, and I had to unpack everything, and it's all back again now. So sorry. That and the fact that it's not Tonka-like.
Don't worry about it. Shit happens.
Oh, there we are. Tiny lever. Boom, 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 boom. There it goes, humming your tune. Boom, 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 boom. Can't stop it. Boom, 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 boom. It's going to have to boom, boom, boom. Keep going. Boom, boom, boom.
Ah, you'll get over it. Don't worry. Anyway, Dominic, what have you got on your bench, mate? What are you working on at the moment? Just out of interest, how is the frightening coming along, John?
Oh, very well.
Good.
I yesterday gave it a first all over coat with the Vallejo, the polyurethane gloss varnish, and then waited. It says 4 hours, but I waited overnight. Gave it another hit this morning, and got this beautiful glossy finish on it, ready for decals in the morning.
Nice. You don't need to wait that long for acrylics to dry, but like you, I prefer to make sure they're dry and set.
Well, I'm in no rush.
No.
And I also had the Renault Formula One car out. I was playing around with that.
All right, cool. How's that one coming along?
It doesn't look like I've done much more, but yeah, it's just detail bits. That's very nice as well. Delicious. Right. That's a Quattle Throdrant done. One of the guys, when I worked on Hertz, he did a bit of rectification, but he wrote up Quattle Throdrant instead of Throttle Quadrant, and after that, everyone called it Quattle Throdrant for the next 10 years or so.
Oh yeah, things like that stick something rotten, don't they?
I should have put these the seat pan ejection initiation handles on well before I glued the seats into place, but you know, it's my mistake. Shouldn't be too hard. Literally forgot about them. Lovely. Honestly, don't know where those other tweezers are. I have this pair, so the bent, pointy things, but they're obviously the reversible spring-loaded ones. The other ones are about the same point and angle, but they're just a standard tweezers, and they're the ones I prefer for this work. But honestly, I've misplaced it like everything else and can't find it yet. So I said to Bron, I'm just going to go out and buy new tweezers. She said, well, I don't know why. You didn't years ago. Like, how many have you got? Oh, 2. Why have you only got 2? You use them all the time. Yeah. Mind you, she's just been given an Apple Watch, so she's happy for me to get a pair of tweezers. Okay.
Oh, here we go. Dominic says I've been working on the diorama for the platform wagon, where the Tiger One comes on with everything on and off. Nice.
Oh, get in
there. Bet that looks going to look good.
just thinking that.
Have you done the nav's control panel yet?
Yes.
Did you find you had to saw down the bit behind the handle?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I made it flush and just offered it up in place, and yeah, it wasn't a great fit, but it's the only thing that hasn't fitted well so far. I expect that'd be worse, but like it's not a show. Nothing's a showstopper yet.
Oh no, there's no showstopper. Just bits
Yeah,
of
just
work.
like well, I'm not overly surprised. As I mentioned last show, I think I hadn't built a Revell kit since the mid '80s, I would imagine,
Mhm.
or no, sorry, late '80s, probably early '90s. The fact is, I can't even remember which one. But it's been so long that I didn't know what to expect really.
Yeah.
I don't hear horror stories, but as I was alluding to before, people will complain about everything. Even Tamiya kits. I've heard people complaining about the Qatari Spitfire, the Tamiya F-35. Just find something else to do, I reckon. If you're not going to like anything. Right. I was all ready for a show last night, but there was not one.
No, I was busy yesterday.
Perfectly fine. So I sat here and did, I wouldn't call it negative modelling. What I was doing is opening up boxes and ratting through them all, just going, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind getting into that one. Or stuff. There wasn't much modelling. There was just lots of satisfied sort of smiles to myself.
You were being a modelling perv, weren't you?
I was. So I even had it was a mini arts ball tank out and all sorts of stuff.
Have you got that one?
I do.
That looks quite cool, that does.
I'm glad I got it because my local haven't had it since. They've got one more there. It's on skis. I guess it would have the wheels in it, but yeah, I like the decal options are in the one I've got.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a nice kit. Oh, no, let it go.
Have you lost something?
No, I just dropped. Oh, there we are. It was under the bending tool behind it, I should say.
Do you know what you need to get?
A lobotomy?
Oh, yeah, we know that. Give me a sec. Dominic Cuckoo says, yes, they are really beautiful. I have an idea of that in my head. I will do that as well.
Ah.
Let me just change cameras. Me can. Go full screen. Go full screen. And get yourself one of these.
Oh yes. Yeah, I know what that is. Explain it.
It's a bar apron.
Yes.
And it's like a jeweler's apron. You take the bar apron and you connect it to your desk. So when you drop things, they drop into the jeweler's apron rather than onto the floor. I tell you what, the amount of time it saved me crawling on a pig in Florida is ridiculous.
It does sound like a very sensible idea. When you
And
first told me, I thought that is very cool.
and it wasn't my idea; it was Lisa's
Ugh.
idea.
Oh, so I found what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was
on the
that?
screen there.
Oh, yes.
Cheers, everyone.
Well, I suppose it's gone 5 o'clock somewhere in the world.
Well, what are we here? It's 8:30 p.m.
Oh, there you go then.
Oh dear. Ron was horrified when she saw me pick up the cask of wine and bring it out to the garage. She said, "What are you taking that out of the garage for?" I said, "The show's 2 hours long." And to which my other daughter, Jenna, said, 10 hours? No, 2. Oh, okay. That's
God,
she said
Dad,
that.
you're a drunken bum.
Well, she said that's still, she said that's still 2 hours too long. Oh, holding on off camera, of course. No. Try it again. Here we are. Take off my rear ejection initiation handle because I bent it in the wrong direction.
Oopsie.
Where'd that go? Handle dropped out of the tweezers. There we are. Tiny little thing. It's only about 1 millimeter wide.
Right, they are tiny, aren't they?
have you put your forward control column in place? Yeah, the pilots.
Yep.
Did you have trouble getting it to fit in between the seat and the instrument panel?
I haven't fitted the seat yet.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, it's pushing my seat forward pretty much. Oh, it's touching the panel, but again, it doesn't matter. I'll just paint the handle black and leave it there.
Oh, you bleeder.
It all depends on how, what level you shave off the bottom of the resin seats. But yeah, should be fine. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's a very, very tight fit. That is. So, oh, wrong on. Where are we? Go that one. Go that one. And there we go.
Yes. Beautiful. So
needs a bit of weathering, and then that's ready. I still don't know whether to do the cables out the back.
Out of focus here. Oh, okay. I'm not going to bother with the cables.
Cables go into these grey panels at the back.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother with those.
These
crazy small.
At
the moment, I've got a toothpick holding my control column back off the instrument panel so I can paint the stick. Just so I can, not get black paint all over the instrument panel. But turn my light on. There we are.
Yeah, we've got a couple of comments. Steph, what about Models Heroes, which is only on YouTube on Sundays, right? Yes, Models Heroes public is only on public on a Sunday morning. The Monday, Wednesday, and Friday shows are all closed off. They're not available to members of the public. And he also says, Steph, can you also use it as a salad? Very funny. Anyway, carry on, John. Sorry.
I was saying, because my control column was leaning against the instrument panel, I had failed in my, wisdom, haste, lack of either of them to paint the control, the columns themselves, not the columns, sorry, the handles. So I'm just, got a toothpick holding it away from the instrument panel, painting it black, waiting for that to dry and pull the stick out again. But my interior looks very similar to yours, which is not a surprise. It is the same kit after all.
Mm-hmm.
I think, the difference is, I had chopped my seatbelts in half and then bent them up the other way, and then basically put a little fold in them. But the rear seat, for some reason, seemed to be a lot shorter. I just cut it in a different place than the front, so they don't totally cover over the head box. But I'm happy with them. I'll stay there. Sorry, I'm holding off camera again. I'm looking at it through my little glasses. That's all right. considering what you'll see once the canopy is in place. Now, oh no, that's a discussion point for when I get up to that point.
What?
Later on in the instructions is I guess you'd call it a jury stick or something or other to prop the canopy open. But I guess that's only during maintenance. Is that correct?
No.
No, it's all the time.
That is you. As soon as the aircraft lands, if it's going to be sat there for any length of time, you put that up.
Okay. So
When you do an AFPF turnaround, what number page is it on?
I'll just change my camera angle. It's the top of page 9. So there.
Oh, good Lord, no, that is nothing like the one you use.
Okay. Well, I wasn't going to include either. I was going to have a closed canopy. Well.
Yeah, I will find one for you, and I will send you a picture.
Oh no, I can Google it. It'll be perfectly fine.
Okay.
The other one I have for you is on page. Bear with. 2. So there is a bit of photo etch that goes either side. The pieces PE 27 and 28 that go along the sill of the canopy sill.
Yep.
But then I'm going to be putting the canopy on top of them, so they're going to be obscured anyway. Would you bother fitting them?
Is your canopy closed then?
I will be closed.
Okay. No point if canopy's closed. No point putting them on
because they're going to be totally obscured. They don't sit outside the canopy line at all, do they?
No.
Yeah. Because all it would do, I think, is create a gap that's that thick to prevent a nice seal, if there was ever going to be a nice seal on a Revell cockpit. But yeah. All right. So moving on then. I'm going to turn these upside down so you can sort of see them while I'm working away at this. Okay, so as discussed in the last session, I'm not going to have my wings movable. I don't think there's a point. They'd only be, to my mind, they'd only be in the forward position unless you're going transonic, supersonic, or something like that.
Sorry?
As a result of which, I'm not going to have mine with movable wings. Just
right.
be too light. So I'm just going to glue mine in the forward position.
Oh, we've got a comment. Give me a sec. Greetings, gents, from Paul Marley.
Hey.
Hello, Paul. Dominic says, I am also very funny. Ha ha ha. And Dominic says, hi, Paul Marley. Are you still working on your Spitfire, Paul? Let us know in the comments. Tell us what you're up to.
For the viewers at home, Paul Marley is my twin brother, identical twin. He's 4 minutes older.
And I bet you he never lets you forget, does he?
Oh, no.
Well, I've nearly got the intakes flat.
Oh. Very good.
I'm up to my third layer of sprue glue.
Okay, so you're talking the gap between the inner vertical face and the other halves. Those two.
No, I'm talking
No,
about the top of it.
the top of it, sink
The top
marks
of
and
the
everything
inside.
else.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, right.
So luckily I have plans for the Tornado, so I can rescribe the panel lines on there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've got 3 low spots on this that need sorting. And I've got and a bit, but really weirdly shaped ones. So let's see if we can get them down a bit. Good thing about using sprue glue is when it sets, when it's dry, it dries shiny. So you can actually see the low spots. Yeah, so on this one, I've got one there, and one there. Really, really small ones, but they're quite deep.
Yeah.
And on this one, I've got 1 at the back and 2 at the front there.
Yeah. I was going to wait till my ducks were on the rest of the fuselage and see how they sit, but
Oh no, don't.
no.
No, get them done now. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Because doing them when they're on the jet is a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to do it that way, then please feel free to. But my advice is no, nay, and thrice nay, sir. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's that bad a kit that leaving it until that time is. I've done it. I've put them together and glued them up and stuck them straight on and gone, oh, you bastard.
Right.
It is a chief nightmare.
Okay. Oh, I see. trim that bit before I just glued it. Here we are. Take 2.
What makes me giggle with this, if you have a look in the wheel well,
Yeah.
the nose wheel bay, that box you see there,
Yes.
if you can get it to focus.
Looks
Yeah.
nothing like it on the jet.
Oh, no, it looks like it. They've got the right CB panel shapes, but the door should be closed.
So CB panel shapes?
Yeah, circuit breaker.
Oh, right. Okay.
So there should be a
I'm
flat
avionics.
bit.
I didn't understand CB. Let's just unpack that for a moment.
Paul says, only a matte top coat to go, 1.5 years later. And yes, I look and sound like John. May God have mercy on my soul.
Mm.
And then he says, hi, Dominique.
Oh.
Okay, this is a little nerving. Ah, there it is.
That's very strange.
What is very strange?
Well, if you... Right, so can you zoom on my half for a moment, please? All right, so in step, whatever, but top of page 5. So, oh yeah, wrong page. Let's just move that aside. Okay, up, still above there. There we are, those ones. See this one here, we've got this part here, this part 30 going on to the top of the fuselage, 39.
Yep.
And it's showing that the there's a raised part that goes upwards, but in this case it's shown upside down, so that way. Now, if I put it on that way, it fits on those 2 little sort of raised, let's call them nipples, shall we?
Give me a sec. I'm just grabbing the part. Yep. Not on there. Yep. So you've got those 2 parts. You've got part 29 and part 30.
Mm.
So part 29 goes on the wings, upside down.
Yep.
Yep.
And part 30 goes on the top, the upper fuselage.
Yep.
But the way it's shown is having the not recesses, those little sort of
the 2 lumps.
dinguses facing upwards, right? But with them facing upwards, they don't fit onto the pins. They will if you put it the other way. It'll snap on quite nicely and stay there. And obviously these ones are a total redraw from the Revell instructions, and what they show is much the same, just a little bit, slightly more coarse, I guess, but it's exactly the same detail, but it's not showing whether those recesses are up or down. Here, I believe that they're pointing down.
Yeah, they are.
Because it's smooth on the other side. So I think there's an error in the Eduard instructions.
Yes, there is.
So I'll put this the way it fits and be done with it.
That's the best way to do it.
So how's that for a community service announcement?
Yep, Edward, you've got it wrong.
Well, not the first time, but I'll make another. Righty. So with those wings in place, let's see how this all goes together. Well, look at that. Immediately looking like a Tonka. Come on. Come on. Delicious. So Paul called me yesterday. He mentioned that he was in between two meetings, but he said, I'll keep it brief. There's two points. Number one is you're moving to Melbourne, and number two, you're now working for my company. And I'm just like, well, why is that? He said, well, you need a job, and I need somebody I can trust.
Well, you don't need a job.
Well,
what do you think piece by piece is going to be? You do realise that once you start working, if the rules down there are anything like ours,
yes,
you will not be entitled to your medical pension.
no, but my medical pension, see, we would be different from the UK. What I'm getting is for the first year, I get access to my superannuation, which will stay the same for the rest of my life. But the extra bit I'm getting for the first year is the difference between that and my full-time separating wage.
Right.
And it's a ridiculous sort of thing. So basically, after the October this year, I'll drop down to about 70% of my full-time wage for the rest of my life, and I could live on that. But
of course you can. But at the end of the day, will you have then time to do piece by piece?
I hope so. Yeah.
Because that will be a full-time job.
Well, yeah, like I don't know, because we'll see how we go. Obviously, I think certainly in Australia, it's the only way like we've heard of anything like that is watching YouTube videos, and I can't believe there'd be any modelers in Australia that don't watch YouTube videos, and quite a number of content is from the UK. But there seems to be, I wouldn't call it a reluctance. Certainly, I think there'd be a misunderstanding of what it's all about. I think a lot of people would support it in concept. Why would I say that?
Yeah.
I think people are very generous, and I've said this to you before, but I also think that if people have, like, if modelers have a certain amount of money, they would rather, they would rather spend it on themselves than look after somebody else.
Well, that's modelers in general. That's human nature.
Human nature, yeah.
Yeah. What you've got to remember is also that modelers are some of the most generous people going.
They are.
Yeah.
In fact, I know a guy in Australia who offered his Hercules decals to somebody over in the UK just because he asked for them. Yeah, that was me.
There you go. That's it. But I'll be honest with you. You seem to be putting roadblocks in your own way, rather than going for it and saying, "Fuck it, I'm going to do this." You go, "Yeah, I'm going to do it." But then people are going to do this, people are going to do that, people are going to do the other, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to do the other, and that's how it's coming across to me. You keep putting roadblocks in front of yourself.
What I have looking at behind me is a stack of models that I could start my first session, but what I don't have is, what I've realised is I don't have, cutting mats and all that sort of stuff like that. What I need to do is go to get in touch with suppliers and stores and ask, introduce myself.
How many stores have offered their help?
2 so far.
There you go then. There's your starters.
That's right. But what I want to do, I don't want to go to that without having run a first session in that. I want to show people.
No. What you do is you go to them and say, look, I want to start my first session. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm missing. Can you help me, please? And would you like to come along?
Actually, hadn't thought of that last point. That would be a game changer.
Ask them to come along and see what you're doing. Yeah, that way they will probably be more likely to go, yep, we can help. This is what we're going to do, and we will do this for you. And also, do what Malcolm does. Start up a store and say, right, this is the stuff we need. We are short of cutting mats. We are short of snips,
Yeah.
paintbrushes. This is what we're short of. If you can make a donation of A, B, C, X, Y, Z, that'd be brilliant.
Yes.
This is to the sort of general modelling populace. Yeah. Talk to the guys on the bench, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Say to them, look, this is what we're trying to do. Can you ask if people would be willing to donate or buy us rather than giving us money?
Yes.
Give us kit. Yeah, donate kit to us that we can use.
Yeah. I've David Goldfinch has offered to host me on the show, as have well, I'm pretty sure. Well, Scott Gentry and the guys over in the US have offered to do the same, which is fantastic.
Yeah, then take them up on it.
I really should, eh? I want to get started. Like
You're
Paul's listening, and he knows how passionate I am about this. I've spoken to him about it a lot. That I think that it's something that would be welcome in Australia, and it's one of those things that I think Dave Goldfinch mentioned it on his podcast once early on. That he had a look around for podcasts on scale modeling. He couldn't find any, so he thought the only way to listen to one is to record my own. So he was the world first one, and the podfather and everything else they call him. So I feel the same about this charity in Australia, that we have a gap, and I wouldn't call it a market because I'm not in it to make money at all.
Look, there is a market there for it.
Mm.
Yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're in it for a charity or to make money. There is a market. That is what you call it.
Yeah, an opportunity.
You have veterans there who model.
Yes.
You just have to find them. And once you find them, the word will spread. Okay,
Yeah.
Jace at Outlaw Paints, he's ex-Navy.
Yes, he's asked. He's said he wants to support as well.
There, you can utilise him, use and abuse him.
I have, but I mean, I haven't abused him. What I realise, of course, is his agenda at the moment is launching his range of paints. So I'm giving him a bit of breathing room with that. It is going to happen. I am not.
Stop putting walls up.
Okay.
You just said, I'm going to give him breathing space. Don't. Jace wouldn't like that. What do you think Jace would say to you? Oh, I just give. No, sod off. Speak to me.
He would.
You know what it's like? He will be more arsey with you for not talking to him than for giving him this breathing space.
You're right.
Yeah, I know I'm right. Yeah, don't be afraid to ask.
Ah, Paul.
Yeah, what's the worst you can say? They can say no.
No. Paul, are you still watching? Give us a hint.
An error in the Eduard instructions. That's how they roll. Oh, Mark Broadworth's in. Boo! Afternoon.
Hello, Mark. Yes, no, you're right, Stefan.
A bit like me. You procrastinate. And you need somebody to give you a kick up the arse. I'm good at giving kicks up the arse because I know what it's like, because I procrastinate so much. And it's like Lisa will sit there and go, are you actually going to do that? Oh, I suppose so. No, get it done. Go. Now. Do it.
Did you just watch me fit this blade about 30 seconds ago?
No.
Well, I'm bleeding already. Yeah. Slicing my first bit. It's sharp. Remember how I said for a couple of weeks I should get a new knife blade? Yeah.
So you did. And the first thing you do with it, stab yourself.
Take myself out. Oh. It's sharp. I'm not used to sharp blades anymore. Oh my God, I'm going to have to clean that with isopropyl.
Oh, that's going to sting.
This guy's an idiot. What were you thinking when you invited this guy to help you? Oh, to help. You're helping me, I've got to admit.
Comedy value.
No doubt. So, Paul, are you still watching?
I don't think so.
Okay. There was a thing.
Are you going to embarrass him now?
No, it's me. I'm good at embarrassing me. So I was just, we were talking the other day on FaceTime, and I was just sort of playing with this because I was sitting at the bench here. And he said, "What's that? I haven't seen that." And I said, "Oh, it's just a blade handle. It's a Fiskars, just a number 11 blade handle." But I said, "It's bloody annoying because what happens is, see, there's blood. So the blade is still loose, and with that tightened up as much as it could, you could still grab the blade and pull it out, and the thing would swivel." And he said, "Well, it's probably a feature, so you could do one of those sort of like bendy sort of line sort of cut things." I said, "No, it's not." So I said, "It just doesn't tighten enough." So he said, "Well, get a washer and stick it under there because it's this bit here. This isn't rocket science." I'm literally bleeding all over it. Yeah, that shaft goes onto that spline, and it just pulls that down, either side of that, and pulls it tight. But what it was doing, it wasn't being tight enough. So I sanded this down a little bit, and it still wasn't enough. Then I got the washer and stuck that there, and it still wasn't enough. So then I was doing something else, and I was cutting with a file. I was making more of a thread here. But then I realized once I stuck it all together that all that was happening was this knurled bit at the end here is stuck on. There's like a straight knurl underneath there, and it's just capped on there. It's not a single piece. So the tighter you'd go, the more this knurled part would move back on the shaft, and it would just never get tight. So once I realised that, I put a bit of super glue under there, and it's been perfect ever since. But I thought, what's the point of paying for a premium product when all it does is just not work? Simple as a handle is, they've still sort of stuffed it up.
Yep.
But anyway,
Put
I'm
a
happy
super
now
glue
because
on
it
your
works.
thumb.
Say again?
Put some super glue on your thumb.
Oh, good.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to read this comment from Mark Broadworth. Blood faint. Oh, a guy I used to go to school with many years ago. If you chucked cold water in his face, he had a nosebleed. And when he had a nosebleed, he'd go to his mum, but his mum would faint because she was scared of the sight of blood.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so he had to come across to our house. It was quite funny. Dominic says, I made an advertisement for scale models for vets, and now they have a Winnel that collects model kits. A Winnel. What's a Winnel? That collects model kits, and there are people who buy 2 models. One is for the foundation once the start has been made. Yeah. Speak to your local shops, put advertisements up and say, look, you can buy 2 kits and donate one to this organisation that is being started locally for veterans. Dominic also goes on to say the rest will come naturally, though people will talk about it.
No, you're right.
They will. Google Translate is not working again. Yeah, that's the thing.
Before my local store where I am in Newcastle, Australia, Frontline Hobbies is amazing. They have such a range of like pretty much any kit you can think of. Most of them are in stock. It's phenomenal because they happen to be Australian suppliers. As one of the few Australian suppliers of kits. Importers, I should say.
Yeah.
So yeah, every time I'm there, and like the column, there's the front counter section, the sales section, which is called Frontline Hobbies, and then Hobbies Australia are behind the ones. They're the importers. So Colin, who owns the shop, every time I'm in there, he just brings me another kit. Hey, look at this. For instance, the 1/16 scale Bandai P51 Mustang. I didn't even think they did one, but he's got one of those. And he said, how much do you reckon it is? I said, I have no idea. And he said, how much would you like it for? And straight away I'm saying, oh, that's why he's talking to me.
Yeah.
Because, as he said the other day, you're always welcome. It's because, my wallet's always open. But I've never asked him, hey, I'm looking at doing this. Would you better support? The answer is going to be yes, because everything I've asked for, he said yes.
Go and talk to him and say, look, we're also looking for a location. Can't afford to buy anywhere. Do you know of anywhere? I don't know what your big supermarkets are like, but we've got ones like Tesco's, Asda, Waitrose.
Yes.
They all do what they call community spaces. And you can use them for free. I use the one down at Waitrose every Thursday afternoon from 1 till 4. And I've got anywhere between 6 and 12 guys turn up each week.
Superglue works.
That's what super glue was invented for.
Oh, that's right, it was too.
Yeah. So don't be afraid to ask. Stop procrastinating.
Yeah, and get it done because
Yeah.
there's people that need it.
Yeah. And I don't take this as me putting pressure on you. I'm not. Far from it. But I will tell you now, doing this, if it wasn't for Models for Heroes and my missus, I would be swinging from a tree somewhere. That's the God's honest truth with what's happened to me. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for those two things. That has saved me on so many occasions. I have.
Yeah, no, I totally believe you.
Yeah? Do it.
No, I need to. Yes, you're right. And every time we have this conversation, I say, yes, I'll do it this week.
And you don't.
And no, because last week I had a legitimate, I'm just like, I have a medical problem. I can't leave the house. But I can now. So I shall do it. Yes, Bron would much prefer me to work. I don't think she's happy with me not working, but the deal is.
I know that's an off-air discussion.
Yeah. I don't think.
Off-air discussion. So go and see him. Go and see Frontline tomorrow. Explain what you're trying to do. Explain that you've spoken to Malcolm, who runs Models for Heroes in the UK. This is what we're trying to do. This is how we're trying to do it. And by the sound of it, he will be on your side straight away.
Yes. No, you're right. He's a hell of a nice guy too.
There you go. Invite him along. Yeah, say to him, how many veterans do you have coming in your shop? He will say, oh, no, at least 5.
Oh, there's more than 5.
Figure. Well,
we're in a defence area. Like most of the people in my club, most of them are, I'd say a good half, ex serving men, generally Air Force.
God, have you not put it through to them?
I have. I've mentioned it. Yeah.
And what did they say?
Well, you can't lift anything because of your spinal condition. So if you need anything done, give me a call.
There you go then. Boom.
Sounds positive, doesn't it?
I would spend the money on an air ticket to come and kick your pigging arse.
Well, see, we'll cancel your honeymoon.
Not a pig in hope.
Meet me at
No.
But are you gonna have you should have a posse together at Telford.
I'm gonna get somebody to kick your ass. I'll get Skiffins. Well, if you can get that high.
Get John.
I'll get Mr. Marley, Mr. Mayfield to give you a good kicking.
Yeah, but you'd want it done properly, wouldn't you?
I'd ask somebody else if I wanted it done properly.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good fit. So I've just put in the what would you call them on a swing wing? I'm not even sure. The glove vane? No, not glove vanes at the front.
Have you shut up those two halves yet?
No.
Okay. Right. Do you have any foam kicking around?
Yeah, lots.
I mean, as in sort of something along the lines of, let me just...
Foam, expansion foam?
Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, because what you need to do is get that flat or filled.
Yeah.
Cut it out to the same shape and have it the same shape as the normal ones. Where is it? It's kicking around somewhere.
Well,
gone.
I maybe disagree. I'll wait till you say what you're going to say.
Yep. I've just got to try to find the bloody fillets. They're around somewhere, but where somewhere is, I don't know. Yes. Right, on these.
Yes.
Yep. They are actually cushion bags.
Yeah.
So I've spent years thinking of ways to make those. Yeah. Also, that bit there, that hole there, block it off with put some plastic card, make a little box behind it with plastic card.
Yeah.
Because that's the APU exhaust. So you just black it out.
It is. It's all right.
And then cut these out to this size.
Sure.
And then when they sit over the wings, they will actually bend with the wings, which is what they're meant to do.
No, but I don't want the wings to bend.
No, the wings don't bend.
Okay,
The fillet
so
bags.
okay, because
Right.
they close when the wings are forward. There's 2 bits of photo etch on the.
They don't close. They are
No,
not
but
balls.
have
Oh,
you
you
looked
mean
at the
those
photo
two
etch?
bits?
Yes.
D- d-
So they go
I don't
over
use
those
those.
plastic bits.
They don't work.
No?
No. Give me a sec.
Okay.
I'm just hunting for a picture.
Ah, it's my darling wife. Just mute.
Right, I'm just going to share a screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then, how is the dearly beloved?
Oh, she's lovely. She's a Girl Guide leader. They had a campfire last night, which is across the road, diagonally across an intersection from the fire station.
Yeah.
Somebody was driving past, called up, there's a fire in the park. So they came across and then gave the guides very good feedback for, hey, good, having a bucket of sand and a bucket of water and a good sort of fire pit and everything else. They were very happy. Okay, I'm looking at the, what do you call that area there?
That's the wing root bags.
Wing root bags.
Yeah.
They bleed air when
Also, no,
flying?
they are just bags of air. And as you can see, they crease.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can't get that effect with the plastic or with the
Photo etch.
photo etch. You cannot get it.
Right.
And that I'm either going to use that white stuff,
Yeah.
or you see. So there we go. I can't remove that. Or this black stuff, which is really quite dense,
Okay.
and find a way of sealing it up and sort of getting it in there.
Well, I'm thinking of using the photo etch over the plastic and then getting a bit of whatever, whether it be the Vallejo plastic putty or the perfect plastic putty.
Yeah.
Just mold it. I've got milliput as well.
Yeah.
I'll
But if
sort
you're going to do that, don't
Yeah.
use the photo etch ones.
Right.
Don't use those if you're going to do that. Just use the
Because
these
photo
ones,
etch is
because
too flat,
they
too uniform.
use these because they will conform to the wing more and give you more. You can just fill them in as you need them.
Yeah.
And then line them when you're ready.
Good. So this does have its benefits. So it's a senseless waste of perfectly good photo etch.
Right, I need to go and get a drink. Be back in a minute.
Well, that reminds me, my glass is empty. Cheers, everyone. And no, this is not good quality Australian wine. This is average quality Australian wine. Let's have a look. What have we got? This is, I'm changing the camera angle. This is a local, just our Aldi brand. Albertson's Reserved Soft Dry Red. Typically called a goon bag in Australia. Well, the foil in the middle is a goon bag. And we have things here where at parties they take these out of the boxes, stick them all to a rotary clothesline, spin it, and yeah, but fill your glass from whatever it is, and you're meant to sort of pick it, and yeah, they call it goon bag of fortune. But I've never played that. Right, so horizontal stab, part 33. Wrong way. It's weird having the instructions upside down. Everything's backwards. It's like reading manga. That doesn't help. There's no part listing on that. 33. Ah, 33, the first bit of touch. So while Steph's gone, I should hide in the corner, shouldn't I? And just pretend I'm not here? And just jump out? So that's when she said, now we can all get some sleep. Hmm. Two. See if we can cut my finger again, or thumb, I should say. Tilt this up a little bit. There we go. Oh, you don't want to see my gut. That'll do. Those woodland pigeons are always weird to me. It's reminded of two things, either the start of Ariel, an album by Kate Bush, or Monty Python and the Holy Grail, with, you know, bring out your dead, you know. I feel happy, I feel happy. Maybe we should just grow up.
What are you chuntering on about?
Oh, just, you know, just killing time till you got here. Again, these horizontal stabs are movable, and I really don't think I want to move them because, you know.
No, I glue them in place.
I would, you know, if I was, you know, 15-year-old kid, I certainly would. But no. This is good. Yeah, no, getting back to our previous discussion, I won't labour the point, but a couple of weeks ago, just before I went to Melbourne, I had a message from Soldier On saying, okay, yep, so I'm very keen on this session that you want to run, and like the idea you've thrown by us and all that sort of stuff. So how many kits have you got, and, you know, what do you need next? And then I went to Melbourne, and basically I haven't got back to her. Explanation thing, so I should just do that. And there was a get-together the other day, Friday, but I was crook. I couldn't go. So I'll get on to her. but no, she's keen for it to happen.
Cool.
Okay. Gluing these two bits together, they need to be straight, but obviously if I put them on there, they're going to... I'll be...
Come on, you bastard things.
APU exhaust, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Let's try that again.
Oh, I'm being brave here.
What are you doing?
Right, I've taken the edge off the masking
Yeah.
because it's hard to see what's where. So let's see if I can remove this and leave all the other parts be. Oh, yes. Baby.
Oh, your masking canopy already.
Yeah. Just letting stuff dry here.
Oh, that is truly awful. So yeah, the horizontal stabilizers sit together on an armature, but once you put them on, they're really flimsy. The posts aren't the right size for the holes. So literally, what I'll do, I'll just leave that on a bench. Although that's not going to be perfectly flat. I'll need to. I'll let them dry, but no, they've got to conform to the fuselage as well. This is going to be a pain. Mind you, what I could do is, like, regardless of what angle they dry on, once I fit them there, I'll just glue them into place so I don't move at all and they'll be flat. Yep, easy. So you can see that swing thing. There's no point them swinging.
Oh my God.
It worked?
It did.
That's uncharacteristic of you. Show us. Zoom in. Oh, wow. So you've taken off the... I see what you mean by the backing now.
Yeah, all the stuff that goes around it has come off. I've taken that off. So this, I can now see all the parts.
Yeah.
Oh, marvelous. I am awesome.
I wouldn't go that far.
Bollocks to you, bitch.
There's no way to speak that, Paul.
I know. Bless him. Oh, talking of Paul. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're sorry too.
Speak for your pig himself. Oh, this is so much easier. I can actually see where the parts are that I need.
So my grand plan is I have two tornado
Oh, can
kits.
you, Steph? Oh, I'm glad you can do that, Steph. That's really good, Steph.
Oh, can you, Steph?
Just
Oh,
change the subject on me, why don't you?
good on you,
Now,
Steph. Oh, that's really good, Steph.
yeah.
How's that? Sound
Crap.
convincing enough?
No. God, it's like being back on with Mayfield.
That bad? Yep. So, as I was saying earlier, well, good on you, Steph. That's a great idea. Yeah. So I have two of these kits. I have the Eduard boxing and the Revell boxing. So my plan is to reuse these masks for a second one at some point in the future. Because with these masks, you do the canopy edge and then you fill in the middle with whatever product you'd like to use. But the edges, I've found in the past, you can use them again. They come off cleanly.
Yeah.
So that's my plan. We'll see how that goes. And if I just make a mess of it, then I'll buy another set.
I suppose the good thing is with these, and especially doing it this way, the way that I'm doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, and that doesn't fit. It's too big and small. You can
That's what
actually
Lisa told me.
you can actually put them back on the backing paper that they came from.
Yes. As I mentioned, like maybe episode 1 or 2. This boxing, this 72nd scale Eduard boxing, that one there of this previous Revell kit is really good value for money. It's only maybe $10 more, but the greeblies, the extras you get in it make it well worth the money. And then of course you could choose what you want to use and what you don't want to, and everything else. But would you agree, Steph?
Oh yeah, so certainly value for money. When if you tot up the value of everything and look at what you get in a normal boxing, and then have a look what you get in this boxing, yeah, it is pretty good value for money, I would say.
Alrighty. Here goes nothing. So I've got the plastic airbags, glove bags, whatever you want to call it, wing bags.
Ring bag seals or anything like something like that, yeah.
Wing bag. So yeah, 'cause I'm a bit of a windbag myself. Anyway, I've got them in place. I've got the horizontal stab in place with their armature in the middle there. I'm about to just use the Tamiya white glue, which is just like it's the same as that stuff without the needle. And with an awful large brush and everything else, but for certain applications, it's perfect. So I don't want my wings to swing. I'm putting these on the shaft and all that sort of stuff. Stop giggling, Steph. And put them in place. And as promised, by the end of this,
shaft your wings, don't you?
I do. By the end of this session, this is going to look like a tornado, even though I'm building it. So far, there we go. Put a dollop in there. Again, I can fill these up. I can do I'll do these. It doesn't have to dry quickly. So this is step. Where are we? No step numbers, but the top of page 5 anyway. With that, it's going to be all right, eh?
Also, if you don't have anything like Mascol or anything like that, go out and buy yourself some copy decks.
We don't have that here.
What do you have instead?
I wouldn't have a clue. I haven't used it for years. I just smeared
Right,
glue
let's
on
have
my
a
wing.
look.
No, because what I've got is this stuff. I don't
You got some
particularly
mascot. Yeah.
like it. I've used it once and it ran down, made a bit of a mess, but it was cleanable. Literally just put a fingerprint in the middle of my wing by using the glue that. Yeah, you saw it live here, folks. Was that Paul just messaging to say I knew it? I knew it. The guy's an idiot. What are you hanging out with him for?
No, it's my phone just being silly sods.
Mhm.
Yeah, for some reason it's. Yeah, if you can send us a couple of different photos as well of
Will do.
your tub outside of there on a plain background. So
Will
I've
do.
either a blue or a black or a white.
Sure.
That'd be awesome. Thank you very much.
So I can imagine, Steph, you didn't get around to listening to that I Was Only 19 song I mentioned a couple of weeks ago. Hey,
No.
oh, what a shame. You're missing out on something.
Where are we?
We have a new comment there, Steph.
Give me a second. I'm just doing something. I'll have a look, see if there's an equivalent in Australia to Copydex.
Liquid paper?
No, it wouldn't be liquid paper. So, yep, got some comments. So, right. Sorry, I was just looking up Copydex in Australia.
No, I get that.
Oh, Plastic Monkey's in. Hello, mate. How you doing? Good to see you, Mr. Monkey. Liking your video at the moment. Do you follow Plastic Monkey?
I don't think I do.
He's got some good videos at the moment.
I'm gonna have to look at. So that's YouTube or Facebook. What do we? The name is familiar, but I don't think I'll go there.
YouTube.
Right.
I watch so many different ones.
Yeah, same. There's some excellent creators out there.
Yeah.
My favourite one is it's a guy. Well, his name's the Budget Modeler.
Ha,
Don't know if
ha,
it's
ha.
his actual name, but you know, he might smell a bit, but he has an art of gold.
Does it come from the heart of my bottom or the bottom of my heart?
Oh, no one's been able to work out.
Haha. Yeah, he's done a couple of good ones recently. The Seeking I enjoyed. And he's just started off on Revell's 132nd Tempest.
Oh, lovely. I'll need to look that up then.
So he says, "Hi, Dominic and Paul." Dominic responds saying, "Hi at Plastic Monkey," and then Plastic Monkey says, "Okay, thanks, fine." And he says, "A job to keep up with all of them, John."
Yeah.
Oh, tell me about it. I should really stop doing multiple ones.
That's not bad. There's nothing I've put together in this that I've really hated. Like, so far, as I say, it's looking more like a tornado.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, anyway, discussion earlier. Paul wants me to move to Melbourne. Mentioned to Brian, and well, straight away, when I was talking to Paul, I said, well, there's a problem in that, like, me moving to Melbourne and getting a job as your assistant is, number one, I need a good job and you need a good assistant. So we're back at stalemate. I mentioned to Brian, hey, do you want to move to Melbourne? And she just looked at me, and I think Paul could hear her roll her eyes because, she's from Sydney originally, and traditionally Sydney people don't like Melbourne or whatever. I'm a bit of the camp where it's a bit like Star Wars versus Star Trek. You don't have to like just one of them.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm finding lately that the Orville is better than Star Trek in every way.
Yeah, I like Orville. Have you seen Below Decks at all?
No, I have not. That's the animated one, yeah?
Oh, yes. Right. There are two characters in that called
Yep.
Mariner, and I'm going to butcher this name, Bomley, or I can never say it properly. But they're two characters from Below Decks, and they will be appearing in the new series of Strange New Worlds.
Oh, well, that's actually very cool.
So they're doing a crossover.
Oh, no, I need to watch that because
yeah, watch Below Decks. Below Decks is funny.
Because that's I guess it's like Marvel. Like when they don't take themselves so seriously, then it's good entertainment.
And what they do, Below Decks, is take for example the Enterprise. You've got all the pilots are all the main characters, and all the pointy bit is all the main characters. Below Decks looks at all the ground crew.
Yep.
What goes on with the ground crew, the stuff they get up to, the messing around they get up to, and all that lot. So yeah, it's
something I can
pretty
relate
funny.
to.
Oh God, yes.
Oh, I didn't mention I had out of the blue, had a guy on Facebook just message me. And it was his name. It's not his real name. Donald Chopsticks. And just like, hey Bob, how are you? Everyone called me Bob. Surname Marley, of course. We're not that imaginative. And I said, good, thanks. And blah 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 blah. So generally, the gist of it is, heard you had a hard time. Yeah, I did. And just sort of spoke a bit about that. And he said, I said, so where are you now? Because we used to. He was 2 ranks ahead of me all the way through. He was the other trade. He was a blackhander, as we call it, which is aircraft trade.
You mean
and
a
we
proper
got on
trade?
very well. Sorry?
A proper trade, not a fairy.
Either
a rigger, a sumpy, or an armourer.
Mm.
What we used to call in the Air Force heavy trades.
Heavy actual trades. Yes. Anyway, we went to years ago, 20 years ago. We were in Atlanta together doing the initial Hercules J model course and stuff like that. And I always really looked up to him, and he, I guess, tolerated me and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, haven't heard from him for years, and just said, "How are things? And how are you?" and all that sort of stuff. And basically, what I said was, "I'm good. I got through it." You know, I said like it was awful for a while, but I'm out the other side, thank God, because there's other people that don't make it out.
Oh, God,
Not out of
yes.
defence, but out of that rut, that hole
Yep.
of transition. And I was, so what are you doing now? And what he said was, we're talking about all that. He said an MSC, it was a member support coordinator, looking after people discharging and giving advice to command and welfare. Oh, great. So he's a good guy for that. So it's good to hear him out of the blue and all that sort of stuff. But basically, there's along lines of, I've said before, every so often, if I'm driving past base and oh, pack of assholes and stuff like that. No, they're not. It's just, my memory of the last year dealing with certain guys is, I just hate that sort of.
Oh, yeah.
Going around in circles, and so it's just a rut that you just don't be in. And I just, I think I'm better now that I'm separated. But like as I said to him, this is just a quote. Oh yeah, I've got a J model back. So, disc material removed to relieve nerve impact, carbon replacement insert, and L5S1 fusion to promote bone growth between the two. I said I could have gone on, but I'm enjoying myself more. All the best to you and your family. It's been a while. But earlier on, I was saying everyone except this guy, and this position were fantastic during transition. I said I don't want to be in a part of an organisation where people like blank are in positions of responsibility. His wife had both spinal fusion and depression. Why he didn't understand me is beyond me. I made it out the other side, and he's just saying, "Yeah, fantastic, good on you," and stuff. But this is where we are. Not everyone is,
understanding or accepting.
intolerable. Yeah, because none of us are getting younger. Like he's going to be out medically discharged himself at some point. And if he goes through a rut like I did, then he may not make it out the other side himself.
Yep.
And I don't even wish that on him.
No, you don't. You don't wish what you've gone through on anybody else, even your
No.
worst enemy.
No.
Right then, here we go. Copy decks.
Oh yes, what is that? What is that?
Stinks. That's what it is. It's like a glue. Okay, best way to do it is show you. Right, so you got some on your finger.
Yeah.
Let me just go full. I should have gone full screen first. Oh, before that, Plastic Monkey says already sub to your budget. Yes, likewise, plastic. So you got some on your finger, and we used to use it as kids in school. But when you rub it together like that.
Oh, what the hell?
And it stinks.
Okay.
And I got some Mascol from Umbrel. Have you ever used the Mascol from Umbrel?
I've used Mascol from Humbrol. There's an H in there, isn't there?
You know how that stinks?
Yeah.
It smells exactly like Copydex.
Okay.
But it's...
Oh, so it's latex.
Yeah, it's a third of the price.
Okay, so what's it actually used for? It's not for scale modelling.
No, it's for sticking things together. It's used in crafting.
But why has it got copy in the name then? I'm sounding like a total idiot here. I have no clue. I've never seen it.
Not a clue. It's been called that for years. They had this when I was a kid in school.
Okay.
So, yeah, just...
Right. Now, I have heard people talk of that, using it as a mask. No, it's not available here. I think maybe it's been banned by the Geneva Convention. I do not know.
No, it's not banned. It's horsey shit. Something to do with it's a byproduct of, I believe, dead horses. Don't take me up on that.
Great series, that isn't it?
What is?
I was dead horses, but that's not the name. But
You
Paul,
mean
help me.
slow?
What's it called? Slow
mean
horses.
Slow horses.
Yes,
About MI5.
fantastic series.
Yep. I'm waiting for the third one to come out
Hmm.
because it's brilliant. Right, so there's that done.
Oh, that's very good. Oh, the intake on the vertical stab is
Yeah.
okay. So here's the thing: all the staining on the vertical stabs of these and photos and everything else. For many years, I just assumed there was an intake there. It's an APU or something between the two engines, and the exhaust was either side of the fin there, and it was just blowing soot up the tail. But it's not. It's the thrust reversers that are throwing soot up the tail.
Yeah, that's
So
why.
what are these? So what's the intake and the exhaust for on the
They're
fin?
cool. I believe they're cooling fans.
Okay.
The coolers. Right, on the tail, if you ever look
Yeah.
at a tornado,
Yeah.
all the dirt is being kicked up. It goes in a cone like that, and that's all the stuff from the thrust reverse buckets.
Yes, right. I've only just worked that out, so recently.
Yeah, and they go.
They take that long? It's like a second to transition?
Yeah.
So I'm loading stuff all the time.
Yeah. Paul says, "Hi, Plastic Monkey," and Plastic Monkey saying, "Hi, Paul."
Oh, that's nice.
He found a
Oh,
new
hang on,
friend.
Plastic Monkey. No, I've heard of Plastic Monkey. I've been watching Nigel's Modelling Bench, and he mentions Plastic Monkey. Oh, I'm going to have to look that up then.
Yeah. It was. I believe he was on the 48 and 48. I think I can't remember because I know Gary was.
Gary was, yeah.
Yeah,
We're
and
planning
his
to meet up for a
airbrush
beer in Telford, which is nice.
and his airbrush blew up.
Oh, is that who it was?
Yeah.
I did mention that. It was overnight here, so I didn't see it, but apparently, yeah, it was like the shock that was heard all around the world. Okay, I'll need to look that up. I've been watching, like Paul and everybody else here, probably a lot of YouTube. There's some wonderful stuff out there.
Oh, there is, and there's some great content creators.
Okay. So vertical stab has been glued. I'm not going to glue this in place onto the fuselage today, just because it's going to just need to be held in place. There's tiny, minimal warpage. We're talking about a couple of thou, but I'm just going to hold it with a couple of clothes pegs overnight.
Mm-hmm.
But short of this going on, I mean, say like that, I can put the tub in place, and oh yeah, we're getting there. Look, we're doing stuff.
Yep.
That'll do. I'll leave that like that, right there.
We go. Oh,
Ding.
yep.
This has gone quick.
Yep. Nearly done. Huh.
Oops. Oh, it's fantastic. I'm happy with this. I keep sending Paul, my twin brother, you know, what about this one? What about this kit? And his answer is invariably, nah, nah, nah. Whereas I just like, oh, I've got this, I bought this. Oh, he's totally just shaking his head. This is making me want to do a 48 scale one eventually. I have a friend who's an ex-2 squadron RAF guy, and he would like ask me to do one for him. I'll do it eventually, but
I've got the Italeri 148th, which I need to build. So unless you want to do it after this one,
you know what? I wouldn't say no.
Plastic Monkey says, John, you got a YouTube channel, and your brother answers, "Where are you going?" Yup. Your
No,
YouTube
okay.
login is your channel.
Yes. So I've uploaded no content myself. If you go to my page, if you look for Bert on from Sesame Street on YouTube, there's nothing there. I haven't uploaded anything myself. Paul and I share a Facebook. I've created just a public page of what we're doing occasionally, and I wouldn't say that we are not content providers in that we don't stick to a schedule or have anything out all the time. It's basically, if things interest us, we'll just post it up or whatever. It's occasional update. So you can be disappointed by following us, but you know what it is seriously just what we're interested in. You might be interested in as well. So we'll put it up there. And
John,
everyone enjoys a hobby.
John,
Yes.
just tell him the name.
The Skull Modelling Twins. The Skull Modelling Twins on Facebook, but not YouTube's. Modelling with the British, right? The double L. Modelling.
Right, so there we go. We've done 2 hours. No, he doesn't yet refer to another point in the conversation. And then Plastic Monkey's gone, okay.
Yeah.
Right then, John, what have you got done?
I've completed the details in the tub. They're too small to be seen. But the throttle quadrant, the seat pan initiation handles for the ejection seats. So that's pretty much done. And as you can see, basically we've got the wings on, the horizontal stabs on, we've got the rear fuselage top and bottom together, the whole thing. I've put nose weights in with araldite into the radome. So they'll go in there. Ooh, get the idea. And the vertical stab is together. So basically it's starting to look very much like a Tornado GR1. So the next session will be what Steph has just done, mask the canopy, and then start getting it ready for primer. But yeah, like I've done lots today. It's been rather enjoyable, very enjoyable, in fact. What about you, Steph?
Me? Right, what have I got done? So, tub is put together, just needs a bit of weathering. The nose one on the carriage bay is glued on to the tub. I've got these tinkers all nice and flat now. There are no high spots or low spots. Same with this one, but it will need a lot of quite a bit of rescribing. So that's where this stuff comes into play. Dymo tape.
Right.
So pull a bit out, snip it off, cut it in half, and then stick it where it needs to go. And also these little tinkers will come out to play. Riveting wheel. go. Yay. Tick, 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 tick. And you make rivets. Not that you can see on there, because they're too fine. So, yeah. So, that's where they come out to play. I've also masked the canopy and
Copy
done
deck.
and then put the copy decks on. So that's all ready to rock and roll. There's a little nick in the canopy there.
Okay. Mine's
You
still
can
in
just
plastic.
see it, yeah. So that'll need filling, but luckily it won't need sanding back because it's not part of the jobby. And also you have extra masks. So once that's dried on the top, I can do the inside as well. So I don't have to worry about getting overspray inside the canopy. So that can be done as well. So yeah, it's slowly but surely getting there.
Oh, it's got the Flisk on the canopy. I didn't realise that.
It's got what?
Oh, Flisk. F-35 terminal focused linear shape charge for the Perspex cracking
So you mean det cord?
det cord.
Yeah.
I may have mentioned they renamed everything on the F-35 because, you know, Lockheed Martin are assholes. But
Yeah. Oh no, it's not.
Flisk.
Yes, it is. Oh, sod off, bloody Americans! They're all the same. Oh, we don't like your wording. We're going to use our own.
Yeah.
I apologise to any Americans watching.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's no just Lockheed Martin. Like, you know, an APU is known universally as an auxiliary power unit APU. So let's call it an IPP just to stuff everyone up. So it's you know it's not
What?
America's fault. It's Lockheed Martin's fault.
It's what?
An IPP,
What the hell does that stand for?
an independent power package.
No, it's an APU, you piggin' idiots.
You know they don't call them pitot probes. They call them MFPs.
Oh, it's like the old weight on ground switches. They got their names changed because we initialised that. I will leave you to work that one out yourselves.
Oh no, we had
I'm not
you
gonna
know
say
wow
it
switches.
on
You know, not wow, yes wow, and blah. Anyway, no, it's just absolutely everything on an F-35 isn't called what people would call it. Everything, and it's just they're idiots. But anyway, all
Yeah.
that's me done. All right, you mentioned Dymo tape. I've just bought this product yesterday. This is a
Yeah.
6mm scribe guide tape, and it's literally Dymo tape under a different label.
And how much did they charge you for that?
$4 Australian, so probably about £2.
Right. I think that my Dymo tape cost me about £1.
Yeah, I know.
But because they put modelling on it, they double the price.
But it's okay. So I'll use it for the same thing that you do.
Yeah,
Because I have a product now.
Yeah, there's going to be some scribing to be done on this.
Yeah.
So
But there we go. This is after today's session. We had pretty much the canopy, the cockpit tub. I'd say 90% complete. Now it's about 98% complete, and the rest of it is looking, as I say earlier, very, very, very lightning, tornado-like. So it's been good. Look, it's been a good session. I've had stuff happen.
There's lots done, and I've got to start cutting a couple of panels out of here. So there's going to be one panel that I cut out just there. If you look in the top corner, John, one panel there.
Yes, yep.
And the other one comes out of, where's the underside? Just before the wheel well there. That one's coming out as well.
Right.
Because that's the liney panel and the refuel panel. So
I would not have known that.
And also this one, the right hand intake. Let me just.
Yeah, please. Okay.
On the right hand intake, underneath.
Yeah.
In there's a little flap that you open, and that's where you hook up your intercom, so you can talk to the grow bags.
Right.
And then also on this side, there is a panel. I can't remember where the hell it is. I'll have to look it up. It's around here somewhere, which is your earthing cable. So I'll have that done as well.
Right. Now I don't know enough detail to do anything like that. This is always going to be a strange aircraft to me.
Yep.
I've seen 2 of them in my life.
Okay. Plastic Monkey says, looking good, guys. Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you.
So if you'd like to say your batty ties, young man.
Uru.
And it's a goodbye from me too. Remember, stay safe, keep modelling, and we will see you Friday.
I'm up for it, yeah.
Cool. See you Friday, guys. Bye.
See you later. Uru.